Thank you very much, madam, for your nice introduction, and thank you very much, MCCIA, for giving this platform to share what is meant by financial governance in the organization on its importance. So let me share my presentation. Is my presentation visible now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much and welcome to all the audience who are attending this online session. The today's topic on which I am going to discuss is about financial governance for sustainable growth. In any industry, what is foremost important is growth, and if it is this growth is for on continuous basis, this will ensure that these industries will last quite a long. So let us start. What are the different phases of business? How business grows and what are the typically phases or steps in the business? So initially, it is a startup. Some idea comes in the mind and entrepreneurs start this business. At the stage of startup, these three are the important, can say, ingredients of this business. That is establishing the processes, whatever manufacturing or services you are giving to customer. So establishing the processes, at the same time you need to do a detailed market search for the product, and then you must have a people to deliver the products or deliverables. So this is a startup thing. Once you go to the next stage, what you call is a struggle. Startup, everything is pardoned, but when the struggle starts, we start expecting something out of the business. So in that case, stabilizing the processes that you have designed or defined, then a customer acceptance is needed because now you have gone into the market, you are selling your services or products. Customer must appreciate your product or services. That is, the customer acceptance is there. And then coming to the third aspect of a business, that is the people. Whatever people you have gathered, whatever people you have deployed or employed, you start developing those people. You want to make them those people as a reliable. So starting and developing. Next stage in the business comes as a stability. After, nobody wants to be in struggle phase for quite a long. Everybody wants to go into the stability. So when the businesses go into stabilities, profits start coming. But this profit is not consistent. Sometimes aata hai, sometimes nahi aata hai. So it is inconsistent, or it is not a designed profit. What we say. Then whatever the customers are there, they start giving you repeat orders, or you keep on gathering more and more customers. And then your people are becoming now experienced people. You can rely on them. They are proficient in whatever expected out of them. Okay. So this is the next phase in the life of business. That is the stability. And after stability comes the sustainable growth or sustainable profitable growth, sometimes we call. So what is there in sustainable profitable growth is that profit is becoming now a part and parcel of business. Then you need not to look back or search for the profit. Okay, so this is becoming as a routine activity. I am seriously saying this. This is becoming a routine activity. You have a very solid customer base. Customers are depending on you now. They are appreciating. They are preferring. They are referring to you. And your people are now committed people. They are not only experienced. They are committed and performing people. In absence of you means entrepreneur, these people can deliver to the customer. So when this stage comes, that we are saying as a sustainable growth, a sustainable profitable stage of a business life. And then going beyond that is the excellence. That we talk about the business excellence and all. So in this business excellence, there is a profitable growth, customer preference. Customer is giving you preference in spite of having a little more costing or a little more price to the customer. And your people are completely committed to the organization. So this is a general phases of business. But in my last 28 years of experience and working with many MSMEs in my professional tenure, what I have observed is that most of the MSMEs are lying in this phase only. They are switching between struggle and stability back to the struggle and stability. This is happening. Very few organizations are passing to the phase of stability and going up to the sustainable growth. When I detailed about this, why this is happening, One of the reasons is weak enablers. There are n number of enablers. There are n number of ingredients why these companies, why these MSMEs are, can say, pouring in the struggle and stability. I'm not going to details of that because it is a one-day session itself. But one of the most critical enabler is financial governance, and these companies are having very weak financial governance in their organization. That's why they are switching between the struggle and stability. Okay. So when I'm talking about the financial governance, let us take a pause and understand what is mean by financial governance or what are its after effects. Okay. So before that, let us see what is the sustainable growth. When we are talking about sustainable growth, I am insisting on the concept called profit. And this profit is that, you can say that वो चिड़िया है जिसके पीछे सब लोग रहते हैं. What is the profit? But here one thing I want to mention here is that this graph I am showing is that if your sales is growing with certain percentage, your profit must grow at much more percentage than sales. For example, if your sales is growing with a 10%, then after next year again 10% or 15% or 20%, the rate of growth of profit must be much more higher than rate of growth of sales. If this is happening again and again, then we are saying that that is a sustainable profitable growth. If your profit is growing in line with the growth of sales or little lesser than in line percentage of sales growth, then that is not a sustainable growth. Your profit must grow at higher rate than the sales growth. That is called as a sustainable profitable growth. So this is very much important for any organization. Second thing, as I said, that you should have a sound customer base. It means that your customer should talk good in absence of you. Your customer should refer you for another customer. Your customer should give you preference in all difficult times. So if that thing is there, then this is the ingredient of sustainable profitable growth or sustainable growth. And then your people should be committed and they must be performing. They should not be only, as we said, na, कि दो पंच और एक lunch. People should not be like that. वो आता है जाता है ऐसा नहीं चाहिए. They should contribute in the growth of the business. Then that is called as a sustainable profitable growth. So this is a definition of sustainable profitable growth. But what is the reality? Reality is something different. The reality is that I will give you one case study that was done by RBI in 1990s. In 1990s, one big change has happened in Indian industrial scenario. It was a completely, you can say that doors were open to international market. If you remember that time, the finance minister was Dr. Manmohan Singh. Okay, and he and that time Prime Minister Mr. Narasimha Rao, they have opened Indian industry to the entire market, and many international players came in India. That time one phenomena was happening that many SMEs were immediately started, can say, going into bankruptcy or insolvency, or they're shutting down their businesses. The study was done by RBI. I'm not going to detail, but I will tell you the gist of that. The issue might be because can say that they are MSMEs are exposing to external world or external, can say, industries. The thought was that it is because of the technologies they are bringing in India, because of that these MSMEs are going bankrupt or shutting down their shutters, or might be the some issues in the you can say HR issues, IR issues, etc., or might have a less funds with them. So these were some of the aspects when RBI did the study. But the observation was that none of these objectives were very critical for MSMEs to shut down their shutter. And the criticality was what RBI found is that very weak financial governance, because till that time it was a closed economy. It was a license Raj till 1990. But when it was open, everything got open, and those companies, those organizations, those were having very weak financial governance, they could not sustain. That was the observation made by RBI. It was 1990. It is almost, you can say, 30 years back. But you can ask me, that was a story of 30 years back. What is the situation now? The same scenario was happening in the years during 2011 till 2015-16. It was the same thing. Lot many SMEs were shutting down their shutters. And then one study was done by Professor Durga Das and Dr. Sunita from NIT Warangal. And the reasons were the same. Weak financial governance was the reason for MSMEs for not performing. Sustainable profitable growth was far ahead, but they were not able to withstand their day-to-day activity. The reason was weak financial governance. That was the reason. That is the reality. And people were afraid, people were not accepting that they are becoming financially, or they are becoming weak because of financial governance. So let us see what is financial governance. Before that, I am going to make one statement like that. Any organization may have excellent product quality at par with the world standard, excellent manufacturing capacity and skilled manpower. They are having excellent marketing network along with good financial governance. This is very important to note. Can lead for sustainable and profitable organization, can become a sustainable and growing business results. They can give. This everything is there. However, please listen, this is important. However, only bad financial governance, in spite having everything good, product quality, manufacturing capacity, network, etc., but only bad financial governance can ensure disastrous financial results or disastrous business results. This is seen again and again and again. Okay, this is seen again and again. So what is mean by then this? What will happen if these disastrous things happen? Okay, the important thing is takes that it poses down lot many financial challenges. One of the challenges is stressed cash flow. Very weak cash flow. Entrepreneurs are can say they cannot imagine from where the money is going, from where the money is coming and from where the money is going. That is a stressed cash flow. It means that profit is on paper, but there is empty bank balance. Everybody, CA is saying there is a profit, people are saying there is a profit, but bank balance is not there. That is a stressed cash flow. That is first financial challenge. Second is a large overdues and debtors. In earlier sessions, you must have heard how the different financial institutes are supporting for these large overdues and debtors. The question is that why this becoming large overdues and debtors? That is because of weak financial governance, right? Next thing is after effect of this large overdues is the unpaid creditors, and then you will not get materials or services from your vendors or your suppliers. So unpaid creditors. Then increasing interest burdens. To repay one loan, another loan is taken, and then this keeps on increasing the interest burdens. It is a vicious cycle. These are typical financial challenges that any MSMEs or any organization that faces if they don't have financial governance. Then this is important thing, continuous pressure to reduce price of your product and services. Lot of can say that competition would be there, or there will be can say increasing raw material prices, but demand on reducing the final product price. And these challenges, if these financial challenges are not addressed in time, it causes a financial breakdown of organization. And this financial breakdown leads to can say that disastrous situation in the organization, and this is what was found by RBI as well as Professor Navulla. Okay, so if this financial breakdown happens, why it is happening? Then we are coming to the root cause. The root cause of this financial breakdown is financial illiteracy of entrepreneurs and decision makers in organization. Somebody has started the organization with a good intention, with a good technology product, etc. But if they do not have a good financial literacy, or if their key employees do not have a financial literacy, that will lead down to the financial breakdown. So what it is mean that in many of the times the sales is lesser than contribution. sales is later than contribution means that most of the times, what this I have my personal experience in working with the MNC, I have handled thousands of MSMEs. I have observed that their sales is less than contribution. It means that they are absolutely unaware about the costing and expenses in the organization. They are not happy. They mota mote pata rehta hai, but not in the details. Second thing is less orders in hand and over dependency on few customers. This is very important. Then unmanaged working capital cycle. Most of the organizations, most of the entrepreneurs are absolutely unaware what is their working capital cycle, and it is not managed properly. Then poorly negotiated payment terms. This is again one of the part of working capital cycle, and bad quality product quality not satisfying the customers. And then this just what I talked is about the operating side of a business. Then we come to the financial side of the business. There are absolutely no defined objectives. There is no long-term or short-term goal. No proper budgeting is done. Financial projections are missing. Budgeting of, you can say, revenue budgeting, expenses budgeting, investment budgeting, repayment budgeting, nothing is done. So there is no financial framework in with the MSMEs. Then too much debt without repayment plan. Too much debt. And then one loan is taken, another loan is taken to repay first loan. This is typically happening. And last thing which is very important is that short-term loans are taken to create long-term liabilities. Okay, this each topic itself is a subject in matter to describe in detail, but because of limitation of time, I have to rush. But these are the lack of financial objectives any MSME will have. The entrepreneurs, this is again very critical thing in these organizations. These entrepreneurs do not review the financial statements, that is a cash flow statement, balance sheets, profit and loss statement, because either they do not have a knowledge about that, or it is outsourced to somebody called CA. And the CA prepares this with all the efforts, and these entrepreneurs blindly sign under that statement. Okay, this becomes only a regulatory things. This review is not taking place. Then key or critical employees in the organizations are not involved in decision making. This is also again a very important thing, that only owner or director, he keeps on looking at the numbers, not the important people who are delivering those numbers. Okay, and improper accounting practices. These are the reasons for financial breakdown. So what is the way out? The way out is comprehensive financial governance. It means that converting these financial statements, okay, or policies into procedures, that is a day-to-day operating procedures, day-to-day practices, and linking it to the job responsibilities of everyone in the organization. That is, this ensures sustainable, profitable growth. This only will ensure sustainable, profitable growth. Madam, am I audible? Because I am finding some issue in the network. Am I audible?
No, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, great. So this requires a comprehensive financial governance. So let us see that how to build this financial governance. First and foremost thing is that creating a long-term plan, what we call as a vision, at least 5 years, 3 to 5 years, create a vision. Then first building block is that upgrade the leadership and top management for operational financial activities. We don't want to make them as a CA. We don't want to make them as a, can say, financial analyzers. But everybody in the organization, starting from the top management to the critical employees, must aware what is meant by the operating level financial activities. This is very important. Second thing is create a classical budget which is in line with the vision. Where you want to go, what are your financial can say dreams, how you are going to achieve, that is for a budget. Then next thing is that design a system for committing yourself with your team for short-term and long-term goals. The budget is for long-term, maybe for 1 year, but break down it to the month, quarter, half year, etc. Commit and do reviews of that and take corrective actions. Only review is not going to take place. Take corrective actions. Then a system needs to be developed for converting financial targets into day-to-day operating process. If I want to achieve this much, how much I have to produce, how much inventory I have to limit, how much overdue I have to limit, and then these goals should be linked to the individual's performance. Here, one new term that we are coining is called as a critical to profit. Identify which are the process in the organizations which are delivering the profit. That process might be in the quality function, might be in the designing function, might be in the service function, of manufacturing function. Every function has a process which are linked to the profit. Identify those critical to profit processes. Okay. Then next come is linking these goals to individual's performance. Individual in every organization must be linked to the profitability because that is the objective of any organization. And then not last, but this is a continuous cycle, this is a PD cycle, continuous monitoring and corrective actions to achieve these objectives. So this is overall you can say that financial governance. These are the building blocks of the financial governance for achieving sustainable profitable growth. Okay. Now this I am going to summarize like that. Any good business is making profit and also generating cash. Only profit will not solve any problem. It should generate the cash. Then business all strategies must revolve around this objective, that is making profit and generating cash should be the foremost. Then these objectives must be formatted in form of an annual budget. So whatever your vision is there, that should be converted into the annual budget which needs to be monitored, etc. Again, performance management system, that is the PMS, should have a strong reflection of the budget. Design a performance management system and connect the performance management system to your annual budget, obviously to the making profit and generating cash. And then there should be a robust mechanism with corrective and preventive actions. So there must be a robust review mechanism with corrective actions. So this is what is the total framework of sustainable profitable growth. If these things are at place, these organizations will definitely progress and prosper. Now shortly MCCI and BETS, which is my company, we are launching a certification course, okay, for the same thing. We are launching a certification course for sustainable and sustainable growth with financial governance. These are the three critical ingredients, that is the values, vision, leadership development and people management. With these three, we are launching a certification course. This course is specifically designed for business owners and senior management team. For business owners, directors, CFOs, etc. and senior management team, this course is designed. The main objective of this course is creating entrepreneurs' perspective about financial governance. Okay. So this is a very important that entrepreneurs must have that perspective that this entire organization has to be roped in with this financial governance framework. When developing awareness about the building blocks, whatever steps are shown you, so creating the awareness about these building blocks of the organization for financial framework and know how to build these blocks. Okay, these are the 8-step process, but how to build this block for the sustainability. That is the main objective of this course. This course is having 4 modules. Each module is having 2 days, and these modules are: first is values and vision, creating values and vision for the organization, because that is the starting point. Okay, so this is for to meet the current challenges in front of you and address the futuristic opportunities those are coming for the sustainable growth. Next is the leadership development. This is a critical because what we have observed that there are many managers, there are no leaders at all. Okay. So creating leadership, creating awareness about the leading from the front for sustainable growth. Again, basics of financial governance. Every person in the organization, starting the leader, must have a financial acumen. That is to know fundamentals about the financial, operational financial activities and creating financial governance, financial framework. And lastly, people management. This is the most neglected aspect in the in MSMEs. That is creating awareness about the importance and criticality of human resources for handling this financial governance for the sustainable growth. So this course we are launching shortly. Dates will be declared very shortly. MSME MCCIA is launching this course. And with this, I wish all of you for very healthy and sustainable growth. Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you, Mr. Umesh Baganikar.
I have not run out of the time.
So, if this half-an-hour presentation would be so interesting, just imagine how this 8-day certificate course would add so much value to your business. So, definitely look out for any mailers you receive from Mr. Parag Kulkarni and Mr. Lalit Vaikode, who would be executing this course along with Mr. Umesh. So, do register for it. You'll get the information very soon. Thank you, Mr. Umesh, for your time, and it was an excellent presentation.